Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Alt Kings podcast. I'm your host, Tate, and today I have the pleasure of speaking with, once again, SentX. It's been over a year since our last show, and we're back at it again. SentX is the leading marketplace for HBAR NFTs, gamifying the way NFTs are traded through their SentX token. And today I'm joined by, once again, their co-founder and CMO, Patricia. Patricia, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for inviting me. It's been quite a while, and a lot has happened to SentX ever since the last time we were here. It's going to be an exciting talk.
Most definitely. It's been a wild ride on all of Hedera and most importantly on SentX, that's for sure. You guys have continued to do great things for this ecosystem, continue to innovate your platform. And my first question to start out, Patricia, can you provide us with an overview of the most significant updates or developments that SentX has rolled out since the beginning of this year?
Since the beginning of the year, I want to say bulk actions like you can buy several NFTs in one transaction or sell or list, but I am not sure actually because we have added so many things to the platform if the bulk actions were from the beginning of the year or still part of last year, but this was a big feature that we added, as you can imagine, because it was the first here on Edera to be able to, for example, you can list 500 NFTs at once. It's
Wow.
insane. And we have someone, and this was the biggest one so far, that sold 400 something NFTs in one single transaction to several people. And the system divided all this in the background and sent the NFTs to the several sellers. It sent the HBAR to the person that was selling the NFTs. So it was really a milestone for us to be able to show people that there are things that happen here on Edera that are not present on other ecosystems yet, because you can't go to an Ethereum marketplace and sell 400 plus NFTs at once and pay one transaction fee, or even in Solana, I believe. This is things that are really important for people to understand, that in the technical terms, we can do so much more. And we are taking advantage of what Hedera has to offer as a network.
Yeah, Hedera's network is quite unstoppable, literally and physically speaking. And it's cool to see that now people and users who are on Sentex are able to send or transact within sending or listing 500 NFTs at a time, sending 500 NFTs to various users who want to purchase those NFTs by either sweeping the floor or just scooping up NFTs in general. One other milestone that I know you guys have accomplished recently over 2024 was the implementation of HTS tokens as a use of an exchange to buying NFTs. I know there's growth as an option. I believe Sauce is another option, and the Steam token as well. That is another one as well. Is there any other ones that I might be missing?
We have H Suite as well. We are
Oh, you're
going
right.
to add a couple more over the next coming weeks, because this is really important. Because when we think about it, it gives a new layer of utility to all the projects that have an HTS token, because before they could use the HTS inside their own token and people could go to the liquidity pool. But right now, by having an HTS marketplace at Sentex, people are able to list NFTs in the HTS. People are able to buy them. Let's say, for example, that you are a big supporter of a project. So you want to make sure that you create volume for that project and for their HTS. So it's really great. And you are right. We added this in 2024 and it's absolutely a new milestone. And we also added something last week, really new, the fact that you now can see a lot more in terms of visibility for what the users are doing on the platform. We have new analytics, we have new top buyers, top holders. We have all of that right now at Sentex, so people can see the major holders for a collection, the top buyers for that collection, the top sellers. We added little emojis to make things more fun as well, the whale, the shark, and
Yeah.
things like that, just to keep it fun.
It's very cool. And the analytics definitely help out with anybody who's a novice NFT trader getting into Hedera's scene, or even for the more advanced traders of NFTs. And everything that it has to offer is quite exceptional. One thing I did notice that Syntax has done recently is they changed the top holders tab to now it's called whales. And I think that's quite clever.
True, true. We did that. It was part of that restructuring that I was telling you that we did to the entire section. And now you have the Wells tab and you can see the top holders, the top sellers, the top buyers. Everything is there on that Wells tab. Exactly.
Nice. Very cool. So, in what ways have the recent updates to Centex improved the user's experience for customers, and what feedback have you received from them so far?
Right now, the feedback that we are having from people, they are excited about this new feature, the fact that we have the top whales and the buyers, the sellers, because it's a metric that it's important for the collections. And like you said, even for a new user that is coming here, it's important for someone to come here and have an understanding if the whales are selling, if they are buying, what's going on with the project, if there's only one or two wallets doing all the volume for a project, for example. And this is our metrics that are really important for people. And people are appreciating this and the changes that we did to analytics as well, and it has been a good feedback so far. There's a few bugs here and there, as you can imagine, because it's a big platform, a ton of features. You launch a new feature and without realizing you break something elsewhere and then it's people using the platform that let us know, hey, something is broken here or there, and we fix that fast, of course. But it's been great to have everyone contributing and giving their feedback and their help. um, I believe that people see Sentex the way we want people to see Sentex, as their platform, because it needs to work for them. And their feedback is so important for us to be able to improve things, to change things, in fact. Because imagine that we launch a feature, and the way that we thought about the feature, it was a way that we thought it would be the best way to implement. But then we started receiving feedback from people saying, this is a bit confusing, or I don't like the way this was implemented. We can improve on that. So it's really important to receive that feedback from our users for sure.
Nice. Yeah, feedback is definitely key in all parts of the market whenever you're in business and just looking for consumer and customer feedback. It's always nice just to be able to hear out the people who support you the most, the people buying your products, and just utilizing them in any sort of way, shape, or form. I'm curious to know now, has Centex had really any big challenges that you have faced within this year so far? And if so, how have you responded to those challenges and opportunities presented by the rapidly evolving NFT space?
The challenge, I have to refer to bugs again, because this is one of our biggest challenges. Be sure that we can fix all the bugs that show up as soon as possible. And this is definitely a challenge because, like I was telling you, people report a bug to us and we need to try to go there and fix that bug fast. And then another one can show up. So the biggest challenge, it was not in terms of new NFTs that came up, in terms of format for the images or anything like that. It's actually related to the bugs and being fast at fixing those, and at the same time implementing new features that we have plans to implement. Like, for example, this whale feature was something that we were working on the background and we announced when we launched it. Sometimes we don't say that we are launching something, but it doesn't mean that we are not working on more than one feature in the background at times. It's not even only one.
Yeah.
Sometimes we are working on two or three features in the background. And for this reason, people might think, oh, but I reported a bug a day ago. It's not fixed yet. It's because of this. We try to reach everything as soon as possible so that it works, and the platform needs to work. We want it bug free, of course, but sometimes it takes just a bit longer. And we ask people to be patient with us because there's a lot of moving pieces in the background that most people don't know that they exist.
Yeah, that's a great point. Nobody likes bugs, but most people don't understand what goes into bugs and what goes into actually resolving the issues that come from bugs. But hey, shout out to Sam, and I hope he's doing well. How's Sam been so far?
It has been great. And the fact that we have seen more volume coming towards Santax, because as we know, when we started, it was hard when we started the marketplace. We didn't have enough volume on our platform, and the volume came with time and with adding more features. And it has been amazing for him to see all the support and people liking Santax, utilizing it, because like I was saying, this is your platform. It's not the Centex platform. It's the platform that you guys use to trade. We are not the ones doing the volume there. We are not the ones trading there every day. We are building it for the ones that do that. So it's important that it works for you.
Most definitely. Yeah, I have yet to ever speak with Sam, but I know he is very intelligent, especially when it comes to developing out the entire Syntax platform and staying on top of things like we've mentioned bugs, customer support, and really just hearing out his community and the whole entire Hedera community in general. So we got to appreciate people like that. Any developer on chain or on the graph, most importantly, deserves to be highlighted and appreciated. That's
It,
just a personal opinion of mine, and I know many other people feel the same way.
I do agree entirely because we don't have a lot of devs in the ecosystem, and it's really important that the ones that we have here are so committed because this is something that people forget most of the times. It's a huge commitment in terms of time, in terms of giving up on family time, for example, because a lot of our devs also work besides their own projects. So they have their work, they have their projects, then they are giving up on family time to work on those projects. And sometimes we tend to forget about this. And it's really a big time commitment. And Sam sometimes manages to be at the SentX space that we do on Wednesdays, but it's not a lot,
Nice.
unfortunately. We would like to have him more, but we understand that for him to be working on the platform, he can't reach absolutely everything. So,
Yeah, most definitely. I remember back in the day, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it was Centex and Zeus going head to head, trying not necessarily competing, but trying to pave their way in the Hedera NFT
mhm,
scene. And we see who came out on top. The builders who stayed consistent and the ones who didn't give up or didn't go against the resilience that may have came and the low liquidity on the markets that we've experienced months and years past. Syntax and you and Sam and Eli and everybody else a part of the team. Shout out Phil as well. Can't forget about him. But you guys have just stuck with it overall. You guys haven't given up. You guys continue to put one foot in front of the other and provide back to the community. I want to
it's
talk
true.
a
It's
little
true.
about. Yeah, of course, it is very true, and you gotta at least. I had to highlight that because it deserves to be highlighted. Builders who stick around and build through the bears deserve all the flowers that are rightfully theirs. So, can you tell me a little more about this RevShare NFT? I saw a recent announcement talking about the RevShare NFT that was being offered and some of the things that entailed to acquire this. What do you need to acquire them, and where is the revenue coming from that goes to the holders?
Mhm. The revenue share is something that we have from the early days, even before the marketplace. It was already there from the launchpad times. And the way that this works is in all collections that we have NFTs that are already rev sharing NFTs, and you can check those at Sentex. The NFT says rev sharing, it has the point, so it's a point system. Let's say that you have 10 points, for example. You can have NFTs that have 1 point, most of them are 1 point, and then you have NFTs that are 1.2, 1.3. The most points that you have with the rev sharing NFT is with the Sentex Pass, those have 3 points. And the more points you have, the more you get from the pool of the rev sharing. And this pool comes from everything that is profit at Centex, from sales, from mints. So, like I said, it was a component from the launchpad even before we had the marketplace. So, when you buy a rev sharing NFT, you need to KYC at Centex, you need to stake your rev sharing NFT, and when we open the claims, right now, those are manual claims that we set up, but we are going to try to change this in the future. But right now, let's say that we have the claim open at 50,000 HBARs on the Treasury wallet, right? So when we open the claim, the person that has the rev sharing NFTs can go to the page and claim the HBARs. Right now, we are adding HTSs as well. So everything that generates a profit for Centex also generates a percentage that goes to the treasury wallet, and it's done automatically. We don't need to be sending funds after the fact. Right now, I believe that we have 12.5% of everything that we generate at Centex goes to the treasury wallet. It doesn't matter if it's marketplace volume, if it's mints that we have, it's going there, and it's a great way to give back to people that trust Santax and believe in Santax and want to have the rev sharing NFTs. And we hope that with the increasing volume we can do the claims more and more often so that people can claim a lot more H bars and HTSs then. we claimed already in the past. But I believe I'm not really sure right now because we had a claim recently. But the last time that I checked, we have given already more than 500,000 HBARs, if I'm not mistaken, in terms
Incredible.
of rev sharing and claims. So it's pretty good for a platform.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing to hear, and it's quite exciting to see, especially with the quote unquote rev share model. I'd love to know, is all of the 12% that goes straight to the treasury wallet, is that directly going back to the rev share NFTs, all of it, or is it just partial of the 12%?
No, it's all of it. It's all of it. Imagine that we
Nice.
have a launch event. And so the launch event, those 12.5% come from the 100% that we receive. So every time that an NFT mints on the launch pad, we have, for example, let's say that our fee for that mint is 2%, right? So 2% being the 100%. From those 12.5% go directly to the treasury wallet. And you can see the transactions happening live on the treasury page. We have all the information of all the transactions that add HBAR and HTSs to the treasury wallet.
Nice. It's very cool. I think I'd love to highlight a little bit about the SentX token now. Is there anything you'd like to mention about the token, if anything? If not, no worries. We can always move past it. But is there any new recent updates that are for the SentX token specifically that you'd like to mention or highlight?
So the SentX token is something that started in June of last year, June, July, around that time. So we started having the SentX token as a way to further increase the rewards for everyone that utilizes the platform, not only for the ones that have the rev sharing NFTs, but also for people that are the casual traders. They would be able to earn the SentX token. The SentX token, you can utilize it to buy magic items from our store. Those magic items will give extra perks when trading NFTs. Right now, we are working on putting the magic items perks live. For example, if you buy a frame, you can check on the description of the frame that you are buying, the SentX frame. You can check the perks that particular NFT will give to you, but they are not active yet. This is something that we are working on right now. And when the perks are active, let's say that frame will give you an extra boost on SentX or a discount on fees, for example. So that will further improve your trading experience because you are getting even extras on top of that. Besides that, we have a liquidity pool on Saucer Swap that started last year as well. And it's been really great to see that people value the SentX token, and it's not something that people are dumping just because they get from utilizing the marketplace. So it's been really great to see.
Yeah, it's definitely done really well within the market. And overall, I think with the low supply of a couple million tokens, it's very eye appealing to most holders and most traders in the market because I'm a big fan of tokens who only have a couple million supply. What's the total max supply of the Centex token? Is it what is it, 10 million or am I
It's
wrong on that?
10 million. Yeah, you are right. It's 10 million.
Nice.
Exactly. When we were
Nice.
talking about it, we were saying that it didn't make sense to create something for us that have billions and billions in terms of supply because right now the rewards are given. It's 0.002 centex per H bar you spent on the platform. Later on, and for example, when you buy a magic item, the Sentex goes back to the pool. We don't keep the Sentex for ourselves. Later on, when we have less Sentex, we can diminish a bit the rewards that are given, and we can also have a burning mechanism in place for Sentex. This is something that we already talked about and are considering having, even with a lower supply, having some actions that will burn Sentex instead of it all going to back to the pool. And we have 1 million out in circulation right now, and we are only going to add more when we need. It's not something that we are going to like the 10,000 for example at once right now in terms of everything being out, or we are not starting giving a lot of rewards to flood everyone with Centex. So it's something that we are doing very in a very phased way.
Very smart tokenomics. Can you tell me more about Centex's plans for expansion or new features that your users can look forward to in the near future?
Oh, so the new features, this is the part that we are working under wraps still. But we
Makes
have a
sense.
lot of things coming in the coming months. Like I said, for example, I already mentioned this. We are going to have the magic items perks being live and giving the users that have the NFTs giving the benefits for having them. So this is going to be live in a couple of months. We are working on other things that are still a secret, so I can't really say, but they are really exciting. And I can tell you that the entire SentX team that knows about the features that we are going to launch are I'm sorry, I have a cat in the background right now. And I can tell you that the entire team is really excited about the things that we are working on, the ones that we are still keeping a secret from now. But I believe that I want to say a month from now we will maybe be ready to launch the first one that it's still a secret, if not sooner, maybe a month from now if everything goes well. And I believe that it's one that people will appreciate.
I definitely appreciate everything you guys do. And overall, it's nice to see you guys have things you're working on, you're building out, and you're not wanting to tease until the product is fully complete. It shows a lot of confidence in what you're building and a lot of discipline overall in how you execute releasing different products. But now let's talk about a little bit of marketing. As you are the CMO of marketing at SentX, is there any advice you'd give project founders when it comes to marketing their products or services on Hedera and even outside of Hedera?
The most important thing, and especially for us that are still a small ecosystem, is to be there for the community. We've seen in the past sometimes projects that join the community and they think about a launch right away. It's really important to first set your place in the community, and this is especially important with smaller communities. First, set your place in the community, be there for people, be around other projects as well. This is really important. Instead of staying in your island, in your bubble, be there with other projects, participate in spaces that projects have all the time. I was telling you about the weekly space that we have at SentX. It's on Wednesdays. It's an open mic prod space. Every project, every community member is welcome to go to the space, request to speak, talk to us live. And I think that this is really important. You need to be really close to your users and to your community so that you can succeed as a project. Because if you try to put some sort of distance between yourself and the prod and your community, your user base, it's not going to work out really well in terms of smaller communities, maybe a large community like Ethereum. But here, you know that everyone knows everyone in the Hedera ecosystem,
Yeah.
and projects work together all the time. They collaborate. It's not that small island concept where you need to be closed and never talk about any other projects because they are competition or anything like that. You know that, for example, ourselves, NFT is also a launch pad, and they are partners with SentX because it makes sense. The more we collaborate, the better it gets to everyone involved. And this is something that it's not usual to see on other networks as well. And I believe that we have done this really well here on Hedera. And now what we need, we have the features, we have the tools, we have the builders that are really passionate about the ecosystem. What we need right now is more visibility because our volume is still small, and we need more eyes. We need more people understanding that we have a great community over here, that we have great NFT projects. We have really good DeFi ecosystem as well, a very solid one in terms of DeFi. And now we need the eyes, we need the visibility, and we also need help from the foundation, from Swirls, from Hedera to bring that visibility towards the retail scene on Hedera, because there's only so much that we can do ourselves. Hopefully, right now we will see more engagement as well from the institutions connected to Hedera towards the retail scene, so that we can have an amazing bull run and everyone will be super happy. Volume will be through the roof, and this is exactly what we want, for more people from the outside to see that we are not here to say we are better than you. We are here to show that we have a great product, a great network, and tools that they have here because the network allows them to have here. It's not because we are better or worse. Let's not put things like this, because it's not how we capture people from other ecosystems, by saying that their ecosystem sucks and ours is the best one. But we are different, and we have things that they probably don't have on other ecosystems, and it's a great
True.
opportunity to come and discover all of that.
Yeah, very well said, Patricia. I gotta say, my biggest wish is to have these institutions who are connected with Hedera in some way, shape, or form simply find and figure out. They probably already know the way, but just have them push more on retail adoption, especially on Hedera Hashgraph. There's so much potential when it comes to retail adoption. It's just a matter of having the big names emphasize it and really bring it to life more. So more people realize the use cases are there for Hedera, the value proposition is there for Hedera, and now all we need to do is simply use Hedera. But on that note, Patricia, it's
Absolutely.
been a really great show so far. And my last question to you, simply speaking, is what excites you the most heading into the second half of 2024?
Oh, this is such a hard one, because there are a ton of
Yeah.
things, as you can imagine, in terms of things that we know that the NFT projects are working on, launches that we are going to have that we are really excited about, and the features, like I was saying, that we have a big list of features that we keep working on every single day, and having all of those features out and you guys being able to try those out, give us your feedback on them. I believe that the thing that excites me the most in terms of SentX is when we launch a new feature, not knowing that the feature is out, but having you trying the feature and giving us your feedback on it, so that we can improve on something, or even sometimes can something. It could be the case we can launch something that you guys saying, oh no, this is not a good idea. There's no point in doing this. And we just remove that. If it makes no sense for you guys, it makes no sense for us, right?
True. That's a great point. Very well said. This has been a great show, and I appreciate your time once again, Patricia. If there's any closing thoughts you'd like to mention, by all means, now would be the time. But once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you for the invite. It's always a pleasure to be here. And like I said, to be around the community. And you guys have a great show, and you have a lot of community engagement. And it's always great to be here because of that as well, because it's another way to stay connected with the community, not directly toward from SentX, but with other projects, like I was mentioning before. So it's always a pleasure. And I want to say to everyone that is thinking about launching an NFT project, because this is something that I can't stress enough. First, be there for your community. Form a connection with the ones that you are trying to sell something, because it's still a sale when you mint a collection. Be there for them before thinking about minting a collection, launching a collection. So be sure that you really are there for the ones that are going to be there for you later down the road.
Nice. Well said. Thank you once again, Patricia, for your time. All of Syntax links will be linked down below. And ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's show, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you all in the next episode. Peace.
Ready to transform your learning experience? Step into the future with the Learn to Earn platform on Hedera. Choose how you learn: academic books in hard copy or NFT form. That's right, NFTs. Whether you prefer the traditional feel or a digital interactive journey, the choice is yours. Dive into the NFT, not just for the book, but for all the tools you need for success. Download the book, access tests, all within a seamless, immersive interface. Forget traditional logins. Simply scan the QR code, connect to our platform, and start your Learn to Earn journey. Pass your tests and watch your success turn into real rewards with Gcoin, our exclusive digital currency. Imagine learning at your own pace, acing exams, and reaping tangible benefits. It's not just education, it's a transformative journey towards success. Join the future of learning at gilmore-estates.net. Scan, learn, earn. It's that simple, and it's revolutionary.